Wherever he goes, we follow.
Yeah, Karen confirmed for white. Yes, Karen is white. As far as she knows. Although she would be perfectly fine with being something else, too. I can't say something else instead, because I'm pale as heck. There's definitely got to be some white in there, but maybe something else. That would make life more interesting. No, few people are as pale as you are without having some kind of albinism. You've got like the Irish kind of coloring. Yeah. Next to you.
Well, with little sun, you can call me an albino, but with little sun, I turn a nice shade of red.
And you've got brown hair, which kind of precludes the albinism. But nevertheless, you're like, you're just you're a skin cancer farmer. It's a crop that takes a while. You got to give it a lot of sun, and of course it needs water and food for a few decades. But slowly but surely, you're incubating a crop of tumors, and so am I. Isn't that happy?
Yeah. I'll die young.
Most people don't die of skin cancer. You just
it's inevitable.
Start getting shit cut off when you're like 50. Oh, that looks suspicious. Let's cut that off. Whoops, that was your penis. Sorry. That's alright, you won't miss it. It was just a little.
Alright, never mind. I just solved the puzzle.
Nothing.
Huh? You're gonna cut off my penis? Is that what you said?
I said they're gonna cut off your penis, and then I said I said that they're gonna be like, oh, whoops, that was just a little thing. Never mind. Whoops, that was your penis. I said I was dissing you. Suggesting to be mistaken for a wart.
These people take anything you say and they'll run with that. You know that, right?
You.
I know you are. They don't care. They all think I'm huge.
You're huge in Japan, right? You ever see those shirts?
Yes. No.
You ever seen those shirts? Yeah, they have shirts
no, I haven't.
Say I'm huge.
You're huge in Japan?
I don't know if it's supposed to
it.
be a reference to dick size or height. Because Japanese are not,
sure
are not especially tall people. I figured it was, yeah, but... I'm average in Japan. I'm not a terribly tall person. But, silence. Sorry, Rich.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm playing game, kind of.
And I'm good. And
I'm doing a half-ass. Doing a half-ass job.
Just suck down an energy drink, so I could be up for a while.
Un momento.
You take your break. Like I said, we're here for 8 hours. Now it's just me. Now you guys are back to awkward silence. How do you like this awkward silence? Isn't it great? Isn't it great when I don't know what to say? I forgot Captain America can walk through fire. What do you think of the Lego game? Is it amazing?
Hey, did I tell you that, Rich? Did I tell you that my mom's friend had her Westie puppy over yesterday? This dog is, we did the math, this dog is like a 30th the size of our dog. They were so cute together.
Yeah. You have a big goofy dog.
You love the puppy though. Got along great. Yeah.
Well, that's good. Well, your giant dog is one of the most friendly dogs who's ever lived.
He's totally mild-mannered.
He's about as domesticated as
which is a good thing, because if he was mean, he would be impossible because he's large. You can't have a big dog who's mean.
Yeah.
Do we have a dog? No, I have a dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, her mother has a dog.
Yeah, he's not really my dog. No, Rick doesn't have a dog.
I'd call him Karen's dog because he loves Karen.
Yeah, he's not actually technically my dog. What do I think of Rich's cat allergy? I guess it matches up with my own cat allergy. No,
you're
yeah,
severe.
I'm not as allergic to cats as he is, but about
Few people are.
yeah. I like cats though. They're nice critters, but we're both allergic to them, so that pretty much. What's SNP? SNP for the win?
SNP? I
Is it a wiener dog? It's not a wiener dog. It's not a dachshund. Dachshund. Dachs. Better.
Careful, Dr.
My
Richard.
favorite
It's a
video
long
game.
way down.
Oh goodness. Well, you know, Dr. Mario and Tetris, I guess, but Bookworm Adventures, where it's like a role-playing game where you attack the other animals. Oh, Scottish National Party is what that stands for. Where you attack creatures by spelling really long words.
and
we're really good at it. We
it.
come up with like 11, 12 letter words, and then it instead of just going, you know, excellent, it goes like, whomped, and the worm turns into like a wrecking ball, and the screen turns white, and different colors, and the enemies explode, and it's delightful. Yes.
I considered streaming that, but you're too good. You would spend like an hour trying to staring at the board to come up with one amazing word, and like I don't think it would be good entertainment.
Probably
for
not,
other
although we
people.
could like group play it. We could all tag team it. Me and you and everybody in the chat thing.
Climbing down, we can't
Of course, somebody would probably. Yeah.
No, you know why?
Somebody would probably
You know why we can't do that?
Yeah.
They would cheat.
Osteoporosis would be a perfectly lovely word for that game. But, you know, you got to use the letters around the board, and they're not always there. It's a lot of E's and O's and whatnot. You might not get. Plus, like P and R and stuff. Those aren't really. Yes, that adjective thing that would be great, but I don't think it's a word. So it's got to be in the dictionary and have weird exotic letters.
What are you doing?
So.
No!
Yeah, that I like Roller Coaster Tycoon and The Sims, especially like for some reason the old one, Frog Fractions.
Yeah. You'd have to. I can't explain it. You'd have to experience
Is it math? Fractions.
Web? Yeah, it's a job.
No.
I mean, that might be fun too. But... Okay. But yeah, I love Roller Coaster Tycoon and some of those, you know, Sandbox games where you can build stuff. I like some of the games I like are kind of kid games, admittedly. I'm a big. I like Animal Crossing.
You know what? You're a girl.
Yeah,
You're
I
allowed
like
to get away
Animal
with
Crossing. And I used to be into a game called it's a Lego Marvel Superheroes. That's what game it is. I used to be into a game called Dogs 5, where you could breed litters of virtual dogs, and they had their own genetics, and you could play with the puppies and dress them up and take them on vacation.
that. Okay, I think I remember that one. Yeah. Oh, dear God. Virtual pet games.
Yeah, and you know, Nintendo dogs and whatnot.
You're never gonna catch me.
Yeah, I agree. Animal Crossing is fun, but it could be better. They could.
Well, you like the classic Super Mario Brothers type stuff too.
The original Super Mario Brothers and the the DS versions and whatnot. Yeah, I like a lot of the classic 8-bit games. I know one of these days we're gonna have to stream me playing Monster Party. It's a game that was originally supposed to be full of horror monster characters, like licensed characters, and they couldn't get the rights and whatnot, and so they changed the pixels and turned all the characters into like stuff based on Japanese fairy tales. So you're and other weird stuff. So you're fighting like tempura shrimp and wishing wells throwing coins at you, and it's just and every time you eat a pill you turn into a dragon. It's a really strange. My favorite video game system, the NES. I love the NES. Oh, I kind of like my my Android tablet now too. Another world that's familiar. Yeah. Is that Animal Crossing?
I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with that one. Is that? No, wait.
Oh, and
I think it's Out of This World. No, I don't know what another
What
world
was
is.
that game? Not Dance Dance Revolution. Space Channel 5. That was fun. A rhythm game set in
Yeah.
space. Up, up, down, down, choo, choo, choo.
If you like that, you'd probably like something like a Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, it's okay. I used to like, I used to have the power pad. I used to like,
Wait, how could you like Space Channel 5 and not Dance Dance Revolution? They're
you have to
basically
play
the
with your
same
feet.
game.
You have to be really fast and fit. Pounding on your knees.
Okay.
I'm old. Video game
All
lore.
right. Yes, that's fair.
Not sure what video game lore is. The Power Glove? Oh god. The only thing worse than the Power Glove is the U-Force. I never actually had a Power Glove, but I've used them. The U-Force was terrible. You ever try to use...
Which one
It
was the
looked kind of like a
U-Force?
laptop, or like an open laptop, and it had sensors, and you waved your hand in front of the sensors. But like, you're trying to wave your hand in front of this sensor for A, and wave your hand in front of that sensor for B, and... or up or down or whatever. It was just like, it was like trying to rub your belly and pat your hand. It was just, the whole thing was just like, why don't I just use a controller? It's just like, it was supposed to be like a new immersive experience, but it was just like trying to use a controller that sucked. It worked for Punch Out. Yeah, I guess I can see that. It might work for punching. At least there's something intuitive about that, you know. Other games I like, let's see, underrated games, The Adventures of Banner.
Punch Out, I think, requires lightning fast reflexes. I wouldn't want to play Punch Out on anything other than a regular controller. You need good reflexes for that game.
Yeah, very few people had the U-Force. Somebody said that's probably for the best. Really. I might have mine somewhere. You want it? Oh god. Oh, and then they had, remember the rock and roller or whatever? I never tried that. When I was a kid, I wanted one.
The rock
It was
and roller?
like a...
You know more about weird
was like
NES
a-
peripheral
It was like a
than
Lazy
I do.
Susan kind of thing that you stood on. And like swiveled your hips to control I guess the D-pad. Yeah.
Oh my god. So many gimmicks. So many gimmicks.
So many gimmicks. The only ones that were ever any good, I mean the what was it, the Advantage or whatever it was, the joystick was good for games that work with joysticks. There was one, I think it was called the Max, which had a slider thing
Such
for
cruelty. You couldn't wrap me in a paper towel and toss me out the
for-
window?
Once I got my hands on a gamepad, I never looked back to the joystick.
yeah. Well,
There were games I used to play with the joystick that after I had the Nintendo for a while, I
I have
didn't
never
like
used
it
a
anymore.
Virtual Boy.
Any
My
advice?
parents got me an NES, but
Don't
they
look at me.
refused to get
You're the
me a
Doc Ock,
Super
I know.
Nintendo because they said then I wouldn't play my NES games. So I didn't get a Super NES or anything beyond an 8-bit NES until I was much older.
Trapped his arm in the ground.
And I bought
attack
my
while
own,
we can.
at which point it was a song because it was, 2 systems ago or something. But yeah. I've never played with the iToy. I've never played with the what's the motion one that they got now for the PS
Move?
that kind of stuff.
Well, I think the one on the Xbox is the Kinect.
But I had as far as the NES, I also had what was supposed to be a trackball, but it didn't actually spin, so it was like you just held the ball and moved it. That thing kind of sucked.
So I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember how to beat Dr. Octopus here. It's been a while.
Trying to think. I had the power pad.
Okay.
The power pad. The power pad was great for Eggsplode, which was kind of like a whack-a-mole kind of game. It was alright
Yeah.
for track and field, but really I'd rather just play track and field with my hands.
The chat is somebody in the chat asked if you like sports. Do you like sports
Do I like
ball?
sports ball? I like baseball. Watch a little hockey now and then. Rich and I used to totally geek out about minor league, frontier league baseball. Like, especially like
Yeah. You say like baseball.
yeah,
We love
yeah,
baseball.
and
What
like
are you talking about?
geeking out about stuff like the history of the Frontier League and teams that are now defunct. And I noticed that there's a college summer league team in their inaugural year was last year. We missed it, but in Kenosha now. And then so I definitely want to go see them this summer. They probably should be starting up in a couple weeks. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Because I know, we went, we actually, we're the kind of geeks who, like, found where the Kenosha Mammoths used to play, and just, like, took pictures of the old stadium, the empty stadium, because it was a place where one of the original founding Frontier League teams had played.
Well, we're in Kenosha anyway. It's not like we went there just for that. It was like, hey, while we're here, they used to play here. Why don't we find that?
Vacations around going to different Frontier League ballparks and minor league ballparks. We've been to a lot of Frontier League parks. We've been to. Pardon me?
Why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
It's fun stuff. Let's see, which ones have we been to? We were at the Kenosha Kings. They're defunct now. They're cute little stuff.
Gateway Grizzlies.
Gateway Grizzlies and their minor league baseball park, or their little league baseball park. They have a 4-foot outfield fence.
The Rockford River Rats.
The Riverhawks. They joined the Northern League and then they came back because the Northern League folded. The Joliet Jackhammers, both when they were in the Can We Get Married Soon, Please? Yeah, we will. We haven't set a date though. We're working on it. But the Joliet Jackhammers and the Schaumburg Flyers, who have a different name now, and so do the Jackhammers. They're the Slammers now.
Yeah, that's so stupid. Their new theme. They just went full on with that prison thing. It was just like lowest common
I'm definitely a fan of the Fighting Whiteys. If we can name all of our teams after.
Explain what the Fighting Whiteys
were a Native American players basketball team who named themselves because there are so many sports teams that are like
the Indians, the racist mascot,
even worse, the Redskins, and with their crazy caricature.
Chief Wampum.
Yeah, exactly. So they had all that stuff, and so the Native American team, they came up with the Fighting Whiteys as their mascot, which was terrific. I mean, why not? It's a parody. It's funny. It's a parody that points out the absurdity of the other one. But yes, it's Rich's fiance. Rich, you should have made that the title, except like you said, just in case the stream didn't work. But
just in case you weren't going to show up for some reason, I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah, Chief Wahoo is way worse. Chief Wahoo is, well, like somebody said, if somebody did dressed as a priest and did some kind of weird parody of a Catholic mass, I would be like,
oh, I would totally love to see like a Catholic priest mascot who ran around with those disc shooting guns that kids have. Only it would shoot like communion wafers into the stands. Wouldn't that be great?
Sir, Director Fury is on gas back in the lab.
You know more about special bricks and what they can do.
Karen, you're dying out again.
We've got it. Because
you're very quiet.
Anything. I haven't even moved.
responsibility.
Wait, now you came back.
Did you
Okay.
hear that? That was me freaking.
Yes, I did.
So, wait, there's a woman? Yeah, last time I checked. But, but yeah, we went to that. We went to the Grizzlies. We went to what was the one? The Wildcats or whatever they are.
You're forgetting the Southern Illinois
Miners.
Miners.
We went to and the Evansville Otters.
Oh, and the Corn
Otters,
Belters.
whose entire reason for existence is we need a team in our historic park. Their park is like a year younger than Wrigley. Historic Bussey Field, where they filmed parts of A League of Their Own, and they just they have a team there, but mostly the draw is the field. Rich and I were joking that they would have like a commercial for it where they would just sub in the name of the team, like Home to it.
Yeah, well,
Historic
a
West
bunch of
Field,
different
home
teams
of
played
the
there.
Evansville Otters, where you can get family hot dogs and watch the Evansville Otters
At historic
Bussey
Field.
Field. Hi, Lloyd. But yeah, we went and saw the Thundercats play them down there.
Another day.
Cats. Thunderbolts.
Thundercats.
The Thundercats, but they're not a baseball team.
Oh, God.
I
I
like
hate
it.
Thundercats.
Wrigley Field is, I'm sure I'll make enemies,
It's a
but
dump.
it's kind of falling apart. It's historic, which is all fine and dandy, but that's about all it's got going for it.
Well, didn't they finally just start doing a
And
bunch
they
of major
really,
renovations
really,
to it, though?
really pissed off the people who
They won't mind if we trash the place a little bit.
had the rooftop seating, because I guess they're hurting their view or something.
Oh, fuck them.
But yeah, I've been in Wrigley, and yeah, Wrigley's kind of it is a dump. It's historic. I mean, I guess anything that's 100 years old is going to be a dump, but
It's
I
still
have
a
to
dump.
say, I really like where the Brewers play. And the fact that they can close the roof if it's cold. I mean, yes, I guess, you're a hardcore, baseball loving person. You should sit out in the cold and freeze your ass off for the team. But you know what? It's really nice when they can just close that dome. Turn off the heat. You're not shivering. Just enjoy the game.
I have nothing against the Brewers. I don't have any great love for them, but I don't hate them.
I mean, I'm a Sox fan. I'm a life White Sox fan,
Yeah.
but the Brewers do have not the one they have now, but that 70s logo, that MB ball mitt thing, is the best logo.
Yeah, why would you
I
ever
have
get
no
rid
idea.
of that?
I love their old logo. They should totally go back to it. I guess like the team owner's daughter doesn't like it or something. My dad said he thinks that's what the problem is. But my goodness, it's genius. It's legibly
That's ridiculous.
MB, and it's clearly a ball and a mitt, and it's
Yeah.
great. So people, I have a yeah.
It's the best logo
I
in
can
all
have
of
two
professional
different
sports.
colored Brewers hats, and because I love that logo so much, and people will be like, "Oh, you're a big Brewers fan," and it's like, well, I like them well enough. I got nothing against them, but really, I'm just a really big fan of this logo. This logo is great. But yeah, they've got a real nice park. Sox Park is all right. It's not as nice as the Brewers Park.
Yeah.
I really will give it to the Brewers. They have a very nice park. It's Miller Park, right? No, yeah, because Busch is
yeah.
where the Cardinals play. I get confused on which beer-named park is which and which cell phone company is which. The old Seattle Pilots logo. That was one with a like a ship's wheel, wasn't it? It was a pilot.
Pirates logo? I
Seattle
don't remember.
Pilots. Pilots.
Oh. I don't know.
If it's the one it's what I think it was pretty nice.
I just know with the Pirates, I miss their old hat.
The Pirates. Oh yeah, the
flat,
Pirates.
that weird. Do you remember that weird flat top
with
hat
the P
they had?
and the stripes around, especially the black version with the yellow stripes. I know. I need one of those. That was a nice hat. I don't know why they went away from it. And it was different from anything anybody else had.
Do you think the Blackhawks are going to win it all?
Looks like that.
I guess the odds are against it, but you never know. Somebody's got to win. I mean, shoot, the Evansville Otters won. Do you remember that? We went there the year after
That joke's going over with nobody. They don't know what
they had a losing record, and they took the top 2 teams from each division, and they won the whole series. But
because they were in a really
Yeah.
shitty division, and so the team that won their kind of independent league championship actually had a losing record. It was pathetic.
But yeah, as far as the Hawks, I mean, somebody's got to win. They're down to what, 4 teams now, or I really need attention.
They'll be there soon. The Hawks won their series, but I think all the
I
other
hope
3
so. I
series
mean, I
are
like
still
a
going on.
parade.
So
Yeah,
it's fun to
we
go to
went
last
to both
time.
of them. Yeah, both times.
Beautiful weather.
We went down. We went down for the parade, and then there was. It was a nice, hot, sunny day. We went down over by the river and had lunch, and it was the kind of perfect day where it's a blue sky with little fluffy clouds. And I took all kinds of nice pictures of the clouds reflected in the buildings, and it was a great day. It was a wonderful day. So yeah, even if the Hawks don't win, we need to make an excuse to drive down to Chicago and on a nice sunny day and walk around and go to that little cafe on the riverside. I think there's actually two of them there, but good deal.
Find him and that cosmic.
Did you watch the Little League World Series, Rich?
No. Was it amazing?
I saw some of the games. My schedule is weird, so I didn't see as many as I'd like. They had some interesting characters though. They had that Michelle. I think her name was Michelle something. They had a young woman who was like the best pitcher in the league, probably. Which is, a little bit unusual. It's nice to see a girl playing as a pitcher in baseball as opposed to softball for a change. I mean, no diss to Jenny Finch, but it's kind of neat. Rich, are you a Packers or Bears fan?
Why are you even asking me that?
I know.
They're fucking with me, basically, when they ask that.
I know these, but
Okay. Fucking Packers.
every time I
Fucking
see them
fudge
win,
Packers.
I think, oh crap, we're just gonna get more shit from people. Other than that, I really care about football. But yeah, I'm not really a big football fan. But where was I? I was going somewhere with this. What are you talking about?
I don't even remember what we're talking about. You're talking about women playing
the
baseball,
World Series.
pitching.
Then there was also that. What'd you think of that Jackie Robinson team? I felt bad.
Well, they cheated.
The kids did.
It's a nice
The
feel-good
adults
story,
cheated.
but
I don't think most of the kids.
the kids might not have understood
They
fully
know
what was going on. But I mean, they might have known that they were playing from different districts. I don't know.
Some of the kids,
Can't blame them either way,
were
but
too old or something.
no, they were playing from they weren't playing from the right district. They took kids from a wide, a larger area than they should have to get better talent.
And you gotta wonder occasionally. I mean, these kids, most of them seem pretty normal. You gotta wonder, some of these kids, what do they feed them? You see the kids in the Little League World Series, and some of these kids are like 6 feet tall, and they're supposed to be 12. I'm like, how big are these guys gonna be? I'm in. Maybe they're gonna be 7 feet tall. I don't know. There's a guy at work who's almost 7 feet tall. I guess maybe he was 6 foot tall when he was 12. Who knows? But still, most 12-year-old boys I know are like 5'2", 90 pounds.
So I had to pay mild attention to that puzzle that was going on. For the most part, with these Lego games, you don't have to pay any attention to anything. You just come right back to life. Yeah, well, they're meant for small children. I'm playing a game that's meant for babies, basically.
It's good for casual.
But it's got sure. But it's got Spider-Man in it, so
I'm kind of a casual gamer. I like my Plants vs Zombies, and I like my Trivia Crack and Words with Friends, and used to be big into the Farmville, but it got to the point where you couldn't do anything without them wanting you to spend actual money, so screw it.
The chat does not like Plant vs Zombies.
No, they don't have to. I like it probably enough for any two people.
Caution. Possible laboratory break-in.
What is this giant... Oh, that's a holograph. I was wondering why there was a giant Lego man there.
Running to the nearest exit.
Yeah, he is kind of big. Yeah, Farmville and Silk are engineered to get you to spend money. After a while, it gets annoying.
Oh,
it's gotten more nakedly tricky.
I'm so glad you're not into that anymore.
Why?
Because it's obnoxious.
My farm was beautiful.
You before they let you have multiple farms, you used to use my Facebook so you could have another farm.
Then I made an account named after my dog. And then I got rid of the account named after the dog. dog died, and every time he had a birthday, it would send me a notification, and it was really his birthday, and I felt bad. It's depressing. My favorite dinosaur movie starring Whoopi Goldberg. Is there a dinosaur movie with Whoopi Goldberg?
Theodore Rex. They're asking because it's bad, and I think that's funny.
Is it like good bad, like, or bad bad? Like, so
No,
bad that,
it's kind of
or is it
lame
like
bad.
so bad that it's almost hysterical and would probably be good if you were into drugs, like 10,000 BC.
Give up the cosmic brick, Goblin. Game's
No, it's not even that good. It's not even.
Did you
It's
see
not even
10,000
that
BC?
interesting.
Did we?
We watched it together. Yeah, I've seen it. You thought it was like Walking with the Dinosaurs
I did, and I
Discovery
was
Channel
so
thing.
disappointed. I mean, it's like one minute they're in the tundra, and the next minute they're in a jungle, and then all of a sudden woolly mammoths are building the Great Pyramids, and it's like, what? Harvest Moon, I've never really played too much. I know Rich is a huge fan.
I used to be. The newer games suck, but like the earlier ones, the one for like the PlayStation
Nintendo.
and whatnot, just kind of a fun farming sim. Yeah, the Super
The-
Nintendo and the PlayStation
the
one,
graphics are
fun farming
adorable.
simulator.
Little cows and stuff.
Yeah.
Historical dramas. So I watch historical dramas.
Cameras are triggering the lasers.
Well, we liked
Way to get
Rome.
past.
That's been a few years. We really
Yeah.
enjoyed Rome.
I need to watch that second season because I don't know why I haven't watched it yet.
We have
bought
both
it. I remember you
seasons on
bought
DVD,
it.
Yeah. We used to be really into watching House, which is not historical anything.
Okay, sorry, I had to figure out how to open a thing that I didn't remember
Yeah,
how
Rome
to
is
open.
amazing as fuck. Season 2 is not as good as season 1, but that big ball.
Did you watch season 2 without me, basically, because you got sick of waiting for me? And that's fine
I
if
think
you
I
did.
did. It's been a while. Do I like Star Wars?
Okay.
But you three don't see
You know,
the proper visitor.
in a casual
You can
way,
say no.
yes. I'm not crazy about it. I mean, I'm sure I'll make enemies, but it seems kind of overrated.
They know how I feel about it. So
Star Wars prequels, to be honest, I've only seen one of them. The other ones didn't really look especially appealing. House MD, yes.
Wow. Getting a visitor pass.
I think the
around
fact
here
that you didn't want to
Yeah.
see the other ones is telling.
Well, nobody had anything good to say about it.
Karen,
And
Goblin and
Have
the
you-
cosmic brick will have to wait.
go ahead. No, you can finish Star Wars. We'll finish Star Wars before I go to the next
had
thing.
anything good to say about it. And I mean, these were people whose opinions I valued reasonably well. And there's just so much. I mean, with Netflix and all the books I have around and whatnot, it's not. I'm never bored. It's like I've got more stuff, more media to consume than I could ever actually consume. I'm in like a, it's like the zombie apocalypse, and I'm in the supermarket, and I've got a day to live, and I can't eat all the food. So it just seems like a waste of time to watch them. They're probably horrible. And the original ones, they were kind of cute. I liked them well enough when I saw them when I was a kid, and I've seen some of them again. In fact, I've probably seen all of them again since then at one time or another. But they're not my favorites. If I want to watch Harrison Ford movies, I'd rather. And yes, I guess that's calling it a Harrison Ford movie and not a Mark Hamill movie. I think it's a Harrison Ford movie, Star Wars. But I'd rather watch the indie movies. I like those.
Yeah. Indiana Jones is great. Well, except for Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Indiana
wasn't
Jones
terrible.
is great.
It was.
So did you ever see? I know we've never watched it together, but you remember the Young Indiana Jones
I remember
Adventures?
watching them when they were on years ago, and from what I remember, I wanted to like them, and they weren't hideous, but they weren't that good either.
I was amazed that they found a way to make Indiana
Yeah.
Jones boring. Like, it takes work to make Indiana fucking Jones boring.
Now, what do you think of Indiana Jones as an archaeologist, as a plunderer? Do you think that's thief?
He's
Okay.
definitely a plunderer.
The
yes.
morality of stealing the ancient cultural artifacts of other cultures.
They didn't know.
It was
They
the
didn't know
80s.
better back then. It was. It was the
You're
30s
digging my
for
Midwestern
Indiana
accent?
Jones.
Does Rich have a Midwestern accent too? He should, I would think.
But yeah, I don't think of you as
Well,
having
of
an
course, nobody
accent.
thinks of
So
themselves as having an accent.
if you have one, then I must have the
yeah.
same one. But obviously we have
Yeah.
some kind of accent. But I mean, I don't think of you as talking
Yeah,
differently than I do.
I'm just curious. Well, whoever said that they're digging my Midwestern accent, thank you. I do my best. So.
You should talk like somebody from
How does
Fargo.
people, I don't. Where's Fargo? Was it North Dakota or something?
Like north. I think like northern Wisconsin.
Oh yeah.
Don't you know?
They
Kind of.
definitely have a different accent, and I really can't do it. Very much Chicago. Yeah, I'm from the Chicago area, and so is Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South suburbs. Far deep
Yeah.
south suburbs.
Yeah, not to be confused with the south side of Chicago, which people historically think of
Oh,
as being
great.
doubles,
Looks just like
bears.
symbiote goo.
But
I've met in my lifetime approximately one person who talked like that.
yeah,
Of course, he was a cop.
very few people. Well, the thing is, like, the doubles, the bears thing was like the south side, and the south
Yeah.
side, you know, for decades now has been mostly black people and Latinos. And now, yeah, some of it's starting to gentrify, but that whole group of people who were like, you know, Polish and German descended people who had the Da Bears accent, they dispersed a long time ago. They're spread, you know, far and wide in the suburbs, and they've moved to Florida to retire. I hear very little difference between the Chicago area accent and a Milwaukee accent, but I hear a tiny bit of one.
I know they like to say bubbler
You're there.
instead of water fountain, which is the weirdest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life, but they do it, and they
It
see
is
nothing weird about
I've heard
it.
them called water fountains and drinking
Yeah.
fountains, but not bubblers. No, I haven't seen that.
Bubbler. They call it the bubbler.
I've never heard anybody say that. I know the big. I know that there's like, we say pop, and people in
Right.
people in a lot of places say soda. People.
Get uptight about that, even. Like they just, it's not just they don't do it, it's like they get
Yeah.
angry when you
Like,
say pop.
I knew this guy from New York, my ex-boyfriend. He came out this way, like, what was that, like 15 years ago now? Yeah.
Long time ago now, probably more than 15.
And, yeah, more than 15. 90, New Year's time around 98, 99. But he was from New York. Actually, he was from Long Island. I remember his mother was telling him Rutger Hauer was on. It's Rutger Hauer
He
time.
sounds like a jerk.
Time. Yeah, he was. He was. He dealt me. It was the best thing he ever could have done. I am grateful. But, I mean, yeah, I guess at the time I probably would have been happier if I got to dump him. But, you know, I'm glad that's over with. He was a jerk. He was kind of crazy, too. But not in a good way. But, anyway, he came over here and we went to Cub Foods, because that was when Cub Foods was still around here in the Chicago area. And they had the aisle of the carbonated beverages. And it said pop on the sign. And he took a picture of it. He took a picture to send home. Look, the sign says pop. Rich is playing the video game, I'm not.
Weird. Yeah. And I'm apparently stuck in here.
Yeah, but Rich is the
Not
good
sure how to get
kind.
out.
Rich is kind-hearted. Rich is good to me.
Aw.
The other one was kind of an a-hole.
I'm kind to small animals.
Yeah. And large animals. And human animals.
Well, yeah. I'm kind to multiple types of
You
animals.
call it pop in Canada? Well, good.
You're
Yeah,
doing
you're
it right. Oh, I forgot about that.
I think the one I think is funny is that, like, in places like Texas, they call it Coke, even if it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yes.
even if it's clear?
I'll have a Coke.
That's weird.
What kind would you like? We have 7-Up. Orange Crush. You know, I mean, here you might say Coke, but if you say Coke, you mean brown, something brown. You mean Coke, Pepsi, RC. You know, I'll have a Coke. Is Pepsi okay? Not, I'll have a Coke. Would you like a 7-Up, an Orange Crush? Orange Crush is not Coke. Coke is brown.
What annoys me though is when I go to a restaurant and I ask for a Coke, and they say, "Well,
Yeah,
is
but
Pepsi okay?" And I just want to say,
Oh, I
"Of
know.
course it is."
I'll say diet something or other. I'll say I'll have a diet whatever, and they'll still ask me. You know, I'm like, I'll have a diet. I don't care which one. I don't care if it's Coke. I don't care if it's Pepsi. I don't care if it's Diet Right, or you know, some other species.
Well, don't
Yeah,
forget
I know.
about my
I was gonna
sister
bring
though.
her up. Yeah, your little sister, one of your little
Yeah.
sisters. I guess all of your sisters are little sisters, but you're,
She legitimately gets uptight about
Which
that,
one
and I
does
think
she
it's
like,
the
Coke or
weirdest
Pepsi?
fucking thing. Coke. Oh, it has to be
although
Coke.
we
Of course
definitely
it's
have to
Coke.
make sure that if she comes over, we have nothing but Pepsi. Yeah,
Karen,
I love you
I love
too.
you. I really love you, and that's why.
Because I want to.
I love my sister, but
Yeah, I know.
she's nuts.
She's one of your Satan. She's the second Satan sister. She's the middle sister.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a nice girl. She's just.
Oh
eccentric.
yeah, but she has some extreme
She
ideas.
was the one who remember the Nintendo
like
thing. I'll never forget.
Yep, I was just about to bring that
Well,
up. You can tell the story.
Yeah, I'll start. I don't know if I remember it exactly right, but we were talking about all of the Nintendo patents. Their patent expired after 20 years or 7 years or whatever it is. Their hardware patent. I mean, it's different
Yeah.
from the whole copyright thing on their software and games. The hardware patent expired.
Right. The
And
actual
once the
hardware for the
hardware
NES.
patent expires, anybody and their mother are perfectly free to make more of them. You know, so you can see around, you know, in video game shops and whatnot, you can find hardware that will play any NES game.
Well, because as a society, we have decided that, you know, after X amount of time, you know, that these things shouldn't
made
be
them money.
eternal. At some point, everybody should have
And
access
I
to these
think
ideas.
that should be true of software
As a
and
society.
stuff too. But thanks to the Mickey Mouse Preservation Act, it's like the corporation is like 125 years. Otherwise, it's like the life of the author plus 70 years or 90 years or something. But anyway, you can make
Right.
Nintendo hardware. There's nothing illegal about it. You can buy units that will play NES cartridges all over the place. And Rich and I were talking about some of these things. Some of them will play Nintendo games and Super Nintendo games. Yeah, NES on a chip, exactly. It's wonderful. And we said something about it, and his sister's like, "Well, that's illegal." And we said, "No, it's not, because the patent expired on the hardware." And she's like, "It's not illegal? Well, it should be." Nintendo.
Remember, this is a woman who, by choice, became a Mormon. By choice.
There's not every Mormon is quite as bad as she is. There's David Cassidy. Wait, Scooby-Doo? Did somebody say Scooby-Doo is coming to Lego? The best thing ever. Oh my god, I would.
Is it gonna be a Lego game? Because then
I would lose
she
my
would
shit.
lose her shit.
I would totally lose my shit. Not only would I have to buy the game, but I would have to buy the merchandise and the clothing
Oh dear.
and maybe the
Oh
soundtrack.
dear. Oh dear God. As you ship
I
Vilma
have not
Shaggy.
seen the Book of Mormon. I kind of wonder about it. Do his like his special glasses and the angel translating and stuff? Do they put that to music? Do they chase them out of what's the name of the city in Illinois? It's got a weird name.
Oh,
Do
I
they
don't
chase them
remember.
out of that town in Illinois and
They chased them out of a lot of towns. That's why they ended up in Utah.
It's a weird town in Illinois. Did they chase him out of there set to music? Do they like kill Joseph Smith and Brigham Young or whatever set to music, and then move to Salt Lake set to music? The Book of Mormon, the musical, or is it just about like Jesus and Indians hanging out or something? Nauvoo, Illinois.
I don't know.
A while there. I knew it was in my head somewhere. Yeah, I have no idea what the Book of Mormon play is all about. You hate Illinois Nazis? Are there? Well, there might be some in Southern Illinois. I'm sure there's some.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
Blues Brothers
I thought maybe
reference.
just like saying that people in Illinois are Nazis, and it's a Nauvoo. I think actually, I think it's a VOO with a V, Navoo. It's where they. I think somebody's making a reference to some kind of accessory set, but no, I'm making a reference to a place where the Mormons originally settled in Illinois, and where they built a temple in recent decades, a big one.
Now, these people know that I am an atheist, but just to clarify, you do go to church, correct? Yeah. So I don't hate on everyone who's religious. I
And
just
I don't
want
hate
that
on everyone
to be
who
clear.
isn't. Other Christians may disagree with me, but I think it shows somewhat of a lack of faith in God when you think it's entirely up to you to convert everybody else. I think God's got it. I think God can. If God wants to convert Rich, he's perfectly capable of doing it before or after his death.
Give it your best shot.
I have given it my best shot on occasion, but in my defense, I was drunk. It's a good barometer for my sobriety, whether or not I'm willing to let people pull me into discussions of religious conversion and stuff. But I'm open-minded. I've got friends who are Christian and friends who are Jewish, Muslim. Rich is atheist, agnostic, whatever.
I'm
I
willing
think
to say
agnostic
atheist
is
these
like
days.
the politically correct way of people say. They figure they'll offend people less if they say agnostic.
Is it?
Well,
whatever.
I don't know, rather than saying I'm pretty sure there isn't, because they don't want to upset people. But no, I've known people who are Baha'is. They're kind of little known. Will it be a Catholic wedding? It will definitely not be a Catholic wedding. I'm not Catholic. I'm Protestant.
Technically, I am, but
Yeah.
I had no choice. It came like confirmation time, and I got into like a 3-day long argument with the family about it. I didn't want anything to do with it. I wasn't a believer. I knew I wasn't a believer, and you'd think that's the ultimate thing that really should be. That's the whole point of the ceremony. You choose to be partake in that faith. You choose to be a part of that church.
Your belief. Yes, I believe it.
Right. And it was like a 3-day argument. And eventually, I relented because I swear to God, I thought my grandmother was going to have a heart attack. So I was like, "Oh, fine."
I think Rich.
So it was a
They asked
complete.
if you
It was
were
a
an
complete
altar boy. I
sham. It
think
was a
you were,
shotgun
weren't you?
confirmation.
Aww.
Yeah.
Other pictures?
That was
Are there
also
pictures?
against my will. I was signed up for that.
See you in your little frock.
There
Frock
might
when
be.
They wear, it's just priests that wear frocks. I guess they're defrocked. I don't know. This frock is like a dress, right? Like a little girl's dress is a frock, right?
A which?
Your altar boy costume.
I'm
Is
not
that
sure.
a frock? Is that called a frock? Frock is a woman or girl's dress, a loose outer garment in particular. Well, okay. Anyway, yeah, I want to see you in your little altar boy attire.
I'll ask my brother if he has old photos. I don't even know if any old photos exist, but if they do,
You were a cute
he's
kid.
your only hope.
You were kind of a funny-looking baby in that one picture.
Funny-looking baby, cute kid,
No.
ugly-ass adult. Oh,
I
God, yeah.
disagree. And you should be glad.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can.
I don't think he was a sexy altar boy. He was like a cute little innocent altar boy. And as far as Rich's afterlife, I don't believe in him.
It's not what the father said.
That's not what the father said. Oh,
Ayo.
you want him not to think you're cute.
Right.
If the father
right.
thinks you're, that's a bad idea. So,
You know what? Though we're talking about my atheism, but apparently I am a true believer.
a true believer in what?
I got enough coins in Lego Marvel,
Oh,
so now
okay.
I'm a true believer. It's a Stanley thing. If you get a set amount of coins, you get, it says True Believer, and then your coin thing flashes, and you it's like getting over par in golf or under par.
Oh, okay.
What am I supposed to do next? There's a thing obviously there's something I'm supposed to do. This thing's powered up.
Any other sport besides golf where you want to get the lowest score possible?
It's gotta be. I'm not sure what that would be, though.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That's a good question.
No,
Soccer?
soccer you want a high score. You want to score goals.
Are you sure? Because they almost never do. I'm assuming they don't want
Mr.
to.
Sarcasm. First of all, you're digging at me. Secondly, I played soccer in high school. I think I know how it's scored. I was a forward. I did, occasionally participate in that sort of thing. Scoring. So, yeah.
Alright, what am I supposed to do? Sorry, Karen, I'm kind of at an impasse in the game. Unless there's something I can build here.
Darts? I think you try to get more points in darts. Yeah.
You get, it's like a set number of them. I don't necessarily know that it's a low score. It's like you want to get as close to, but you don't want to go under or over X amount of points.
Everybody's saying dart. Yeah, Uno. Okay. Motorsport. I don't know how they score that. Yeah, Uno is a good example. Russian roulette. Yeah. That's an interesting. So you just get points if you shoot yourself in the head, or do you not get points?
Well, it's only 1 point, but you definitely don't want to get it.
You have to get 0. The Stanley Parable.
I don't know what I'm... Ooh, it's hard to explain. It's a game, but it's more of an experience than a game.
You have to get 0 in there?
I'll show you sometime. I'd stream it, but honestly, everybody, the Stanley Parable is something you should probably just experience on your own. You don't want to watch stream and spoil it. See, if I talk about the Stanley Parable,
Okay.
it will just spoil shit, and
Okay.
it's a game you don't want that for. If you go to Steam, there is a free demo for the Stanley Parable. Check it out. It'll give you an idea of what the Stanley Parable
Rich
is
gone
about.
without a shower.
What you do.
9 months. Well, when you were conceived inside your mom.
Oh! I get it.
I mean, you were floating around in that amniotic fluid, but it's not like they change that stuff out every day. What types of music? Do I like? I like classic rock. I like what would be called Americana. I like me some John Prine and some Gillian Welch and the usual classic rock stuff that they play on the usual Clear Channel stations. I like the the 90s alternative stuff that I grew up listening to. I like old country, but not so much the more recent stuff.
Alright, I don't know what I'm doing here. This is bad.
I like some reggae now and again, or
I'm
rock steady.
completely stuck in this game. I don't know. I hate bebop and rocksteady.
Yeah, and you don't like Bob Marley either. Hey, somebody leaked me yesterday. Oh, I like Johnny Cash. Rich even liked Johnny Cash. Hurt? You like Hurt?
I like some of his stuff. I'm not familiar with everything the man has ever done,
his,
but
Nine Inch Nails cover. Because he makes it. Because he owned that song.
I think it's better than the Nine Inch Nails version. Yes.
Way more. Like you can easily believe that Johnny Cash has been hurt. Whereas Trent Reznor, he was like, what, 24? I hurt myself.
What do you have to whine about? You're a rich rock star. It just annoys me.
Yeah, but yeah,
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Doesn't like
I'm
Johnny
stuck
Cash?
in this game.
Ring of Fire, the one that everybody jokes is supposed to be a Preparation Age commercial jingle, for sure.
Well, I don't think that's a joke. I think his widow had to stop that
Boy
from
named
happening
Sue?
after he died. They wanted to use that's what I've heard. The Ring of Fire preparation age.
Boy Named Sue has special meaning for me. My grandfather's nickname was Susie. He was a big fan of that song. Although he died before I was born, my mom's always talked about it. Oh, speaking of Bob Marley, and yeah, he isn't the I'm sure he's not the best reggae artist. He's the best known. I like his Legend album. I don't like everything he's done, but I like some of it. And anyway, somebody linked me recently. I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing, but it's a reggae version of Radiohead's OK Computer. I love Radiohead, and that's just genius. Did his wife die first? I don't know if Johnny Cash's wife. I think she did, like June Carter Cash or whatever her name was. He did 3 albums after he died. Well, that's I'm sure. I'm sure Bob Marley's had many more than 3 albums after he's died. Kurt Cobain's put out a couple too.
Don't know what I'm missing here. Oh, wait, there we go. I thought I jumped on that already. In any case, I think I figured out what I need to do to progress in the game.
The live album, the live Unplugged album, is the best album Nirvana's done?
Yes. I think we've even talked about that before. Yes. I like their other albums too, but Unplugged is the best.
Legend is a compilation. So, what's the other one? Oh, Natural Mystic. That's one I was trying to think of. It's got that song, Time Will Tell on it. That's just beautiful. The one's got the lyrics, you think you're in heaven, but you're living in hell. It's so pretty.
You know far more about music than I probably ever will.
Yeah, and I have a good mind for lyrics. Somebody says the Nirvana live album is unbearable. Which, you do mean the Unplugged one, right? I love that one.
You think Nirvana is unbearable?
I think they were saying
Unplugged?
that, unless they were saying that the other one, because they also had the For the Muddy Banks of the Wishkah, which wasn't as good. It's also a live album, and yeah, Incesticide is not the best album. I like their Meat Puppets, or not Meat Puppets. They have Vaseline's covers on there. The Vaseline's album actually is fun too, and so is the Meat Puppets album. That not that album, not Meat Puppets 2. That's my favorite lyric. Oh goodness.
Did you see it freak out because of the loud noise?
I can't think right now. There are a lot of songs that I love. I really love Björk and Tom York's song. What's it called? I've Seen It All. You know, with part where she's just world weary, and he goes, and it's a duet, and he goes, "Have you ever been to Niagara Falls?" She goes, "I've seen water. It's water. That's all." You know, like the Anhedonia song or something. You know, songs with good lyrics. I like John Prine's lyrics in general. I love the song "Angel from Montgomery." So good.
I'm gonna update people who weren't here earlier. The voice you were hearing is, well, I'm Rich Evans. I think most people here know that. The other voice is my fiance.
Hi.
This is Karen. Now, didn't you see Marilyn Manson before they were a thing?
Well, they were just starting to be a thing when they were on their Antichrist.
They were just starting. It wasn't before. Because I remember when you went.
When I went, they were in they were like medium-sized venues. I saw them 2 nights in a row in Chicago and Milwaukee, and that was for their Antichrist Superstar tour. And you know, they put on a
right. But it's like a tiny venue, wasn't it?
You know, I mean, maybe 1,000 people capacity. You know, they were small venues. This was back in mid-90s, and they put on a really good show. You know, I mean, they just had good stagecraft. It was fun. I liked it.
I remember that. I remember you were complaining about it.
It was really loud. My ears were ringing. Like, both times my ears were ringing all night long. I really probably should have wear earplugs. Do I like Weird Al Yankovic? Hell yes! Rich and I saw him in concert with a friend of ours. Yeah.
that was at Navy Pier.
And he put on a great show. He had on a fat suit and all kinds of stuff.
You know, for a
Oh
totally
God, yeah. I mean, he wasn't young at that point either, but every fucking song was a costume change. I thought the man was gonna die when he
It's like a
danced
vegan
around in that
health
fat.
nut.
He changed into the
I
fat
think he's like a
costume when he
vegan
did
health
fat.
nut, though. It's too bad about his parents,
Wow.
too. You heard about that, right? They both died of fire.
Yeah.
A few years back.
Wasn't that like the? I know he performed like the day after because he felt obligated. Or something weird too. There's like a story
Well,
around
I mean,
that.
you know, if it makes them feel better to keep on keeping on, then keep on keeping on. But I think people will understand if you cancel because both your parents died of fire. But yeah, oh my God, I like Weird Al. I do. He's funny. Oh, was it Hope's that his parents died? Somebody
how
said?
long
Did
have-
they not die? I don't know. They died from CO2. CO2 is carbon dioxide. You're thinking
Yeah.
of like CO, carbon monoxide. That's usually what people die of.
It was something like that.
Yeah, it was probably carbon monoxide, which is not CO2, it's CO, not to be a pain in the ass. You can die from CO2, but
Yeah,
generally
we weren't-
CO is the one that's all toxic, yeah. Carbon monoxide. Yeah, CO.
We weren't going out that whole time, but I've known Karen
Yeah.
since high
We
school.
haven't been, we weren't a couple back then.
I've
but
known-
he's known me. Actually, the
No.
first time I met him was in gym class sophomore year. It was this little. I remember you had.
Formally, I'm sure I saw you
Yeah,
around
we
freshman
didn't
year.
in high school. We weren't friends, but our friends.
Well, yeah, we were. We just didn't have that many
close,
classes
but
together.
Our friendships. We really should have been closer and known each other better than we did. Our friends overlapped extensively, but we never really had any classes together or anything. So we never really got to know each other that much until after high school. But we were like, you know, orbiting the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever we did hang out, we
Oh yeah.
got along.
You were a
swimmingly.
library aide.
Yeah.
I was just a Jane of all trade. I liked everything. I was on the newspaper and I played soccer and I did multicultural club and this, that, and the other. I tried to stuff it all in. I liked high school. I hated the school before high school, but I enjoyed high school well enough.
Yeah. I think a lot of people might feel that way.
No, we weren't high school sweethearts. We would have made good sweethearts, but
Yeah.
we're such good friends. Our friends are all friends. Well, you know, we've always got along well with each other's friends. You know, Rich and I are similar kind of people. We're both kind of bleeding heart, soft touch people. You know, we're both we both.
The sad thing is, I think we're each the sanest people
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah. We both have friends who are more eccentric than we are, for sure. But all of our friends are nice people. We get along with each other's friends. We both like geeky things. We don't like all of the same geeky things, but there's definitely overlap. Did all of Red Letter Media go to the same high school? No.
No. Me and Mike did.
Go avenge
Jay grew up in Rockford. I don't know if he spent his whole childhood in Rockford, but I know
What
when I
part
met
of
him,
the
he was
country
living
is
in
Jack
Rockford.
from?
I'm assuming he's from around here originally. I don't remember where he's from originally.
He certainly doesn't have any kind of accent that would suggest that he just moved here from Texas or something.
Right. He's been up
Yeah.
here the whole time I've known him.
Jack's confirmed crazy. Somebody says Jack seems sane enough to me. And so is Mike.
Yeah.
And so is Jack.
Well, certainly
Jay.
out of
Jay.
everybody we knew in high school.
Yeah. Everyone we knew in high school. Yeah. They're all nice people.
By the way, if you do decide to talk about anybody from high school,
Yeah.
change names. I've made that a point. If I'm talking about somebody who's not been on camera yet, I assign
So there's
them a
my
new
other
name.
ex JR.
Like your friend Linda, who's very neurotic, and had that friend Betty who stole her boyfriend
Oh
over the
God,
internet.
yeah. The worst thing that a friend of mine's friend, who was never my friend, we'll get into that in a second. Betty was having a romantic issue with her online boyfriend, and so Linda decided that she would play relationship counselor, and next thing you know, Linda has stolen Betty's man and is telling Betty about their sex life and how good it is. Yes.
How good
Hi,
it is.
it's your boyfriend, and by the
Yeah.
way, he's a good lay. She continued to be friends with this woman. I have no idea why.
She had no... Well, Linda had
Clearly.
no self-esteem. Or is it Betty? Whichever... The offended party had no self-esteem.
And the
That's
offended
problem.
party later went to the other one's wedding with a different man, actually. And the offended party's mother was like, "Oh, you going to the wedding?" And I said, "Nah." And I'm always really nice, but I just said, "No, I don't like her." I don't. And I never liked that. But my God, she was. Yeah,
She was horrible. Do you remember we were playing Trivial Pursuit?
Yeah.
And I was teamed up with the bitch, and you were teamed up with Linda, whatever. And she wouldn't listen to any of my answers, and they were always right.
No,
Do you remember that? Well, I don't know. I think the answer's such and such, and then she would answer something else, and then I was right, and it happened over and over and over again. And even though I was technically losing, I was smiling on the inside.
Well, you know, her father was like a teacher or something, and I think she thought that she was like always going to be in every case the smartest person in the room. And it's like, you're pretty smart. You were at least her equal, and I think she just couldn't grasp that. She's a smart girl, but she's not the smartest girl in the entire world. She certainly doesn't know everything, and she was just totally unwilling to take any suggestions from anybody else. The idea that other people might know things she didn't know, not necessarily more or less, but different things. Yeah. Yeah, I just remembered, weren't you saying that she was playing some game with somebody and, like, they had never played it before and she showed no mercy?
Oh, I was playing we're playing Settlers of Catan for the first time. It was you, me, and Betty and Linda. And I was winning, and she was just like manipulating you two so she could win against me. Because you two weren't that familiar with the game, and she was being shady. She was definitely being shady.
I didn't know High School Mike. I'm sure he was your typical 16-year-old boy. I didn't really know. They were buddies. They used to make movies with like talking fruit and stuff for art class. Because Rich was an art class nerd. I took art senior year. I don't know why I didn't take it more. I mean, I loved that class when I finally took it. I should have taken it for 4 years. I mean, the weather was nice. They just let us go outside and draw. What's not to like? The first thing in the morning, and I would just hang out and draw. And I'm not a terrific artist, but I'm good enough that I don't embarrass myself. I'm certainly above the 50th percentile in the ability to just draw things realistically. So it was fun. I really should have taken that more. And Rich is a very good visual artist.
Yeah,
well, yes, there are
very
people
good.
that are better, but I would say you're certainly.
But the game is not letting me build the thing I need to build up here.
When you were all right,
it's
we'll
not
put it
letting
this
me
way. When you're very creative, you've got a warped sense of humor, and when you're in practice, you're probably in the top 10% of the average population in ability to draw realistically. Would you agree with that? That when you were in practice, that you were probably in the top 10% of people in skill for drawing realistically. I mean, not the top 1,000th or top 1% or something, but you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Drawing people, drawing objects. You did a drawing one time for a class that was like half moose and half hammer that I was just in love with.
To answer a question in the chat, they're asking if it's the same Betty and Linda from the pizza story. And actually, for that story, you have to reverse Betty and Linda. Actually, Betty wasn't involved. It was just Linda, the one who was the wounded party in
And
the
another
boyfriend story.
Another
Was
one.
kind of the
Yeah,
bitch in
yeah.
the pizza story. You want to tell
The pizza story was, if you ever have a bunch of people over and you're getting pizza and people are talking about what ingredients they want, just get cheese. Everybody will eat cheese. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, it's like trying
yeah.
to do some kind of weird mathematical equation. Yeah, we'd like one that's 2/3 pepperoni and sausage, 1/18 pineapple and sausage. One girl said, I just want cheese. And we said, okay, we'll order some that's just cheese. And then another girl was like, well, I'm going to die if I don't have some that has ham on it. So we ordered some with ham on it for her.
But she wanted pineapple too. It was ham. It was pineapple. It was
And then she
all
went and ate
bunch
the
of
cheese.
shit.
She ate the cheese after she insisted that she had to have ham, and the other girl said, please, I just don't want anything on it. And
She didn't even touch the one she wanted with the ham and the
cheese,
pineapple.
and the other
and
girl
the-
said,
whatever.
well, I just want cheese. So, if you ever have a bunch of people over, my advice is, Jack sounds different. Jack had a sex change and a name change. Now Jack's Karen. And grew some hair. I've got more hair than Jack does. I don't shave. But,
Yeah.
Green Goblin, come on!
Yeah.
yes.
You have more hair.
Oh,
I was
okay.
agreeing.
I thought you were like shocked. Oh my god, no, no. Actually, it said,
Oh,
and
no,
I'm
no,
Karen.
no, no.
But yeah. So, but yeah, if you ever have a bunch of people over, I like pineapple on pizza and I like mushrooms on pizza, and I gotta plug in my tablet because it's getting ready to croak here of battery juice. Let me plug it in. Okay. Oh wait, you know what? Let me plug it in over there. Sometimes it doesn't like the other charger. There. All right. Now it's plugged in. Where's that? If I plugged it in on the